Pizza power? Pizzerific. Just like any old grease pizza bought at the corner store for about $5 or so because it's supposedly a value, you'll be attempting to shit this thing out of your mind just as quickly as you purchased it. It's disgusting and putrid. The food equivalent of this game would probably end up turning your crap green and your stomach upside down. Not in the intriguing, well, how crazy, I want to take a picture for Facebook sort of way either. This game is a bloody wreck. Damn it. Oh boy, how exciting. I definitely want to use the innovative Wii Remote to pretend to put cheese on pizza by shaking the thing upside down and spread it around for the next couple of hours. I think I'd rather spread peanut butter on my face and dip it into a colony of ants. At least my brain wouldn't end up hurting as much that way. And really, what the hell? Check this out. Making pizzas with 3 pieces of bacon and 4 slices of mushrooms? What in the blaze blue sonic ass is that? Who would want to eat this thing? Seriously though, the first part of this game is not fun. There is nothing to this. Drop icons onto the pizza to match the example as closely as possible. Then you cook it, and that's it. You make a supposed amount based on how closely you match the original example. I think if my parents bought this game for me when I was younger, I would have ended up hating them even more than I do now. Fuck you, Dad! Fuck you for making me go to school. Making me clean my room. Anyway, part 2 of Pizza Delivery Boy involves you delivering pizzas on a bike that puts Peter Parker's ride in Spider-Man 2 to shame. What the hell is this? Is this Croc for the PlayStation 1, or did I just end up high again with President Obama and not even realize it? This must be the most horrid open-world gameplay I have seen in the last decade. And in case you were wondering, no, shockingly enough, the game does not control well either. I'm not purposely trying to crash myself into the wall here in an attempt to end my miserable life in the real world. The game is just bad. Lord Obama and I tried this game out between catching reruns of Star Trek and having a bite of real pizza and smoking out back. Neither of us liked it, and we doubt you will either. Pizza Delivery Boy for the Nintendo Wii receives a 1 out of 10. It's the Super Mario Collection being released by Nintendo so that they can celebrate and pat themselves on the back for being so awesome. And really, they are pretty awesome. I am not trying to say that Mario Brothers is not phenomenal, and for many different reasons, for many different games, each game being its own separate reason. But I just, I had to start this thing off like a jackass, since that's what I normally do. Alright, we got the Super Mario Collection. It came out in Japan, and this thing just sold through the roof. Alright, this thing was just topping charts everywhere, selling by the boatload. Everybody in Japan loves Mario just like everybody else in the world, and it was even beating out Pokemon Black and White, which is kind of impressive, I guess. And now this thing is coming out in the US and Europe. It's being released as Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. In Europe, it will be released on December 3rd, and in the US, December 12th. Now, yeah, it is kind of amusing when a company pats itself on the back. I mean, this is to celebrate the 25th anniversary, but this is not like the video gaming conglomerates coming together and saying, hey, Nintendo, we're going to focus solely on you for being so awesome. It's sort of like inside Nintendo, they decided to, hey, let's throw a party by selling people things and making money. Okay, don't you guys do that all the time? But whatever. I mean, this is a thing that is, yes, in order to make money, but it does contain some content that a big fan of this kind of stuff would also be interested in. And, pimping out that this is the 25th anniversary, I'm cool with that. Whatever. It's a fun release that, it doesn't always have to be about dollars and cents when you buy a product. No, you can just enjoy the hell out of something. However, I am not too happy with this release. Okay, Before we get to the disc that is coming with this, let's talk about the other stuff that comes with it, which is actually quite exciting. We get the music CD, a soundtrack CD featuring classic Mario themes, including tracks from Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Mario 64, and Super Mario Sunshine. Classic tunes that I am sure that everyone would love. I always love hearing the classic tunes, so you know what? That's great. It's cool that a soundtrack CD is coming with this thing. I really don't know if a single CD is really going to do the entire conglomerate of Nintendo Mario music justice. Seriously, I mean, there are so many countless tunes that everyone should be checking out that I don't know if this single CD, it kind of registers as a novelty at this point. I don't think it's doing justice, but I guess this is just sort of a, hey, it is a novelty. Here are some of the best tracks, enjoy. So, you know, I'm kind of cool with that. And I mean, who really listens to CDs anymore? Music CDs at this point, maybe this is controversial, I have no idea, kind of a novelty. What is actually pretty exciting is the Mario History booklet, which features unseen artwork and development materials. That is pretty badass. There is nothing like flipping through a glossy booklet and seeing interesting information, some outlines from the development side that you don't typically see that often. I've become a little bit jaded now that everything is digital, but I recently bought, alright, time to nerd out here, the Dragon Box for Dragon Ball Z. This is, you know, a series that everyone powering up and all that shit. You know, it's actually pretty classic series. I wanted to relive the childhood time and time again, so I bought this thing. And, you know, it was kind of like a, oh boy, a little flippy book. I'd rather watch the TV show, but whatever. And, you know, I was flipping through it, and it's like, wow. Little blurbs written by producers, translated, whatever, but it's just interesting artwork, interesting little design sketches, and it really does have an impact that perhaps you don't get that often when you're just sort of browsing through a website in Firefox or whatever. It is pretty damn cool. Or whenever you pre-order... When Tales games used to get released in the US, when Tales, I think of Legendia or whatever came out, I got that art book, and it's like, wow, this is really cool to check out. Scans of good artwork in a glossy paper, always very exciting. This is really cool. However, that's all we get for the bonuses, and then the disc itself. What's coming out on this disc? Well, you know, we're going to celebrate Mario history by at least putting out the classic titles, right? I mean, throwing Yoshi's Cookie on there, that would be cool, but not really expected. That's not really a classic Mario title. So what are we going to get? The original series at least, and then... you know, Super Mario World, and maybe a couple random titles. No, hell no. What's coming on this thing? Well, you heard me say Super Mario All-Stars, right? You're only getting the All-Stars versions of these games. You're getting Super Mario Bros. 1, you're getting Super Mario Bros. 2, the Doki Doki Panic thing, the Lost Levels, the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. And that's it. And you are only getting the All-Stars version. This is not supposed to be a release that's celebrating the Super Nintendo. No. I want the original versions. Yes, they're on Virtual Console, and perhaps I could get them all cheaper, but you know what? If I am going to show someone the history of Super Mario Brothers, when someone is coming over that perhaps is not that into video games, but I want to bust out this awesome looking thing, because it does have some pretty cool packaging, it's got an art book, and I want to say, here are the games that I grew up with. You know what? Why include just the All-Stars version? The All-Stars version, it's not just a graphical remake. They do sort of remake the levels themselves, and so yes, terrible word here, the physics of the game, you know, are slightly different, are slightly tweaked. And you know what? The games are still stellar, and that is amazing, but, you know, my muscle memory, it still has the old games imprinted, taking priority of the new games, and you know what? Sometimes that classic feeling is what I want, and when I want to enjoy the old games, I want to enjoy the originals with the option to also play the new versions. It would be so amazing and badass if we got Mario 1, 2, 3, and the Lost Levels in both versions. There's really no reason for Nintendo not to do this other than for monetary reasons. And you know what? Go fuck yourselves, because you guys could have just as easily done this anyway. It's not that hard. I would have even possibly paid a little bit more money for some better game choices on this disc. Now, really, I guess you would be buying this thing for just the art book. And, you know, I want to complain about the disc a little more. You know, Super Mario All-Stars, that also had a version released with Super Mario World. And you know what? That is a stellar classic title. It is a platforming title that is the evolution of Super Mario Bros. 3. Why the hell isn't that on there? Yoshi's Island, a few people have been complaining about that. I could kind of see why they would not put that one on there. I know that hasn't even hit the Virtual Console yet because, you know, it's so hard to emulate the Super FX chip, and this is a gigantic company that has no resources for that. I could kind of understand that because even though it was released as Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island over here, it really wasn't a main series Mario title. That Super Mario World 2 thing was just sort of tacked on over here. So, you know, this isn't really the Yoshi's Chronicle or whatever. I mean, that would have been really cool, and it would have been cool to have perhaps Super Mario Land playable and some other random shit. That would have been really nice, but why not at least put on Super Mario World? And while you're at it, how about, you know, let's get greedy here. Super Mario 64. I mean, I guess I can understand why they wouldn't. Actually, I don't understand why they wouldn't do this unless they plan to double dip or triple dip later or whatever with the Super Mario Sunshine, even though that's not my most favorite Mario title. They could have easily put that on here as well. Kind of lame that they did not. Now, there's one other thing that I think would have totally made this package. And it's kind of amusing because the Nintendo Wii cannot natively play these things. You need to bust out your DVD player. Yes, a DVD of the making of Mario. And perhaps some interviews, because you really never see these people. Many of them are your typical reclusive Japanese businessmen where perhaps they're having fun and doing crazy things amongst themselves, but they really don't get on camera or really get in front of panels like perhaps many American producers of video games or comics or whatever. So it would have been really awesome if they put together a DVD that was sort of a companion to the booklet that's coming out that said, here is your glossy, amazing looking shit that you can flip through and really enjoy. Here is some meat and potatoes to really dive a little bit deeper into what Super Mario Brothers is. This is how we went about developing these games. Here is some artwork or some level designs that were never completed. Here are just random employees that first started working on this game long ago and now have risen to the top and are willing to talk about what they went through to create these games, what they went through when producing and putting them out, and how perhaps Super Mario has touched their lives. You could do many, many different interesting things that they just didn't do. Now, perhaps this is something for the 30th anniversary, I don't know, but I guess what I'm most disappointed with is, one, that what the hell is the point of this? Why would we celebrate the Super Mario All-Stars versions of these games? They should be the added content, if anything, the bonus content, the All-Stars versions. Why are we celebrating that? And then, it's really cool what they've done, but they could have done a lot more, and perhaps they could have even made Volume 2 and 3 and 4, because, you know, I am ranting about Nintendo, and my last rant was about something Nintendo related, so perhaps people are, oh, it was anti-Nintendo. No. Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers, phenomenal stuff. It is so amazing what Mario has done, the insight that the creators had while making those games. So it is disappointing that this release is a little half-assed. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.